By Francesca Albanese, the UN Special Reporter for the occupied Palestinian territories. She's in the headlines a lot lately. Recently, she stood accused of calling Israel the common enemy of humanity at a forum in Qatar. But as the transcript then of her speech later showed, she never made that comment. France is, however, calling for her resignation. We can take now a listen to the French Foreign Minister, Jean-Noël Barrot.
Les fake news, ça suffit.
Enough with the fake news. I did not distort or shorten Mrs. Albanese's comments. I simply condemn them because they are reprehensible and add to a long list of provocations, such as the justification of the 7th of October, the worst anti-Semitic massacre in our history since the Holocaust, in which 51 of our compatriots lost their lives. So yes, I said that these repeated provocations mean that she should have the dignity to resign.
D'avoir la dignité de démissionner.
So Francesca Albanese, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Europe Today here on Euronews.
Thank you for having me.
So you were listening there to Jean-Noël Barrot. How do you respond to the fact that the Foreign Minister of France is saying that you're not fit for the job?
It's his opinion. It's the French diplomacy's opinion. And I keep on asking them to respond to the content of my reports. It's already ludicrous that the French Minister of Foreign Affairs accuses me for something I never said, and then is scratching the barrel in order to give his anger a meaning. And so he says, yeah, she didn't say that, but she's untenable anyway. But again, let's not make it about me. I've prepared and submitted to the UN 7 reports which are damning, and also for France as a state and for some of French businesses. This is what his country, his governments needs to respond to. And the fact that they had more scrutiny over something I didn't say, that over the practices of a state accused of war crimes, crimes against humanity and genocide is telling.
But you've discussed the idea of the system. What do you mean? What is this system that you're criticising?
Oh, absolutely. But this is what I've documented in my last report and so in the economy of genocide, economy of occupation report, I said Israel would have not been able to replace the Palestinians as it did in the occupied Palestinian territory, hadn't it been for a network of private actors, businesses, and even universities, research centers, banks, pension funds, etc. And then in the next report, I documented 62 states, among whom France, who have provided political, strategic, military support to Israel, so as while it was committing crimes against the Palestinians. And this is the system. Impunity, as the High Commissioner for Human Rights says, kills.
But you've said it's not about you, but we're reading more about you than about these documents. And Jean-Noël Barrot, the foreign minister of a very important country, has said he's lost the confidence in you. Do you plan to resign?
No, because I have the trust and of the Human Rights Council. I mean, again, the fact that it's about me, it's not something I can respond to. It's something that regards France, Italy, Germany, and the Czech Republic, who have gone after the French minister, amplifying the lie. Again, the reason why they're attacking me is a distraction in order not to talk about my findings. So convenient, but also so hypocritical.
And meanwhile, we've heard from the likes of Marco Rubio saying that the UN is obsolete. What is your view here?
Yeah, this is the thing. I've been saying that for years, that behind the assaults, for example, on UNRWA and then on my mandate and other parts of the human rights system, there was the beginning of a project, the dismantlement of the multilateral system, substituted, we see that now with the Board of Peace, with something else, which is more the expression of a new empire or an empire unveiled than multilateralism. But again, there is a movement that doesn't want it, and in fact is pushing for a decolonized multilateralism. And this is what we have to work on.
And what about the UN Security Council? Do you think it's a little bit obsolete?
Well, I think that there are parts of the UN Security Council that are obsolete. One for all is the veto power. The veto power reflects the world order of the past century. We need the decolonized multilateralism where each state has one vote. And it's not about adding new members who can have a veto. It's about removing the veto.
OK, Francesca Albanese, UN Special Reporter there. Thank you so much for joining us here on Europe Today on Euronews.